Hi everyone, I am Andrea and I'm glad to have you back for another video. People have been asking themselves this question a lot. When is the moment when you stop translating in your head? Let me start by giving you 3 fundamental tips for you to start your journey and stop translating from English into Spanish in your head, for example. And after the tips, we can come to some sort of conclusion about how to think like a native speaker. The first tip, try learning vocabulary in full sentences and not just single words. We tend to remember things that are put into big chunks. If you don't know any context examples with certain words, you can always Google them or ask a friend or a teacher that can help you out. Try to get as immersed as possible in the language by not only speaking it at your English classes, but also watching series, listening to music. You can check out the website lyricstraining.com or the Lyrics Training app, and switching your phone into English to practice, for example. Small things like this will be big advantages later on. However, most people still don't do it, and those who do, you'll notice the progress of becoming more fluent faster. So this also means that if you can get friends to practice with, it's a big advantage as well, because you can also speak English outside your usual classroom or learning setting, and it makes it much more fun. Traveling is also key. If you have the means to do it, don't waste the opportunity to put into practice everything you have learned up until now. This is a great way to meet new people and keep in touch later on to continue practicing. And if you don't have so much time to travel or don't have the means to do it, I've mentioned this following tip that I'm going to give you in one of my previous videos, which I can leave for you up here. Go to a place like a shop or a restaurant where no one knows you and act like you don't speak the language and that the only way you can communicate is in English. Trust me, it'll help you get over your speaking fears once you've done it a couple of times. Plus, you get to practice as much as you want and for free. So after giving you all these tips, to be honest, there is no exact moment when you stop translating words or phrases in your head. It mostly happens unconsciously. However, this can, as a matter of fact, occur over time after you've practiced English well and long enough that your brain automatically starts thinking in English. For some, it might take a year, and for others, it might take 3 years. This also depends on how often you practice and how much time you spent doing this. This does not just happen overnight. It takes a lot of weeks, months, even years of practice. So when I was younger and I started learning English, I really got immersed in the language because I listened to songs in English. I wrote the lyrics down to memorize them. I watched Disney in English. I had friends who only spoke this language, and I had no choice but to speak English. So I figured that the more your brain gets used to English, for example, the faster you will start thinking in that language without having to translate so much, up to a point that you are not translating at all. If this video was useful for you, you can hit the like button and subscribe for more language learning tips. And in my next video, I will talk about pronunciation, the pronunciation chart, intonation, and sounds in English. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.